Hello all viewers and subscribers, and welcome to another Majestic Skies review. This time I'm reviewing this low budget on-camera LED video light from VILTROX. They make a few different variants of these lights, one that's a more conventional size and another that's a wider design. They both sell for around 50 Canadian dollars or 40 US dollars, so I decided to go for the wider one as it has a few more LEDs than the other, making it a little bit brighter, and I figured it might produce more even lighting for 16:9 video due to its width. Now the main reason I decided to pick up this light over a lot of its competitors is because unlike a lot of other camera lights which only run on AA or rechargeable batteries, this light also allows you to run it off 12 volt DC power. Now the reason this is very useful is that in a studio environment, using batteries is a total pain as the light will frequently run out of power and having to stop all the time to change them becomes very annoying very quickly. I actually owned one of Newer's on-camera lights, however I ended up selling it to buy this one because I just wasn't using it much because it was a total battery hog, and for that reason it wasn't very practical for myself. I would say that I found the newer light was a little bit brighter than this one, but certainly not by much, so I did say it's definitely worth that slight compromise. Now let's move on and take a look at the product itself. On the front, you can see its light panel is separated by a very small honeycomb pattern, and overall it produces this very even diffused light, so it might not be the best for you if you're looking for a more directional light. It has a very thin bezel which helps keep the size down. Moving on to the side, you can see just how slim this light is as well. It only measures around 2 centimeters, which is another huge advantage over the bulky newer light and other similar products in this sort of price range. Quite impressive really. Now onto the back of this light, you can see that as I said earlier, it does have a 12 volt DC power in for powering this light from the wall, as well as an on-off power switch. On top of that, this light also has an LCD display which shows you what brightness and color temperature you are running at. And yes, you can actually adjust the color temperature on this budget light. It varies from a warm 3300 Kelvin to a cool 5600 Kelvin, and all this is fully adjustable with the simple dimmer knob on the back. Rotating it will adjust brightness, but pushing it in allows you to dial in the color temperature as well. As you can see, you do get quite a lot of control of the brightness, and this light does go very bright if you need it to. And here you can see the color temperature changing, and you might be able to notice that the brightness does dip a tiny bit when using the warmest and coolest temperatures. However, I kind of expected this, and it's not actually as much of an effect on the brightness as I thought it would be. And for when you're taking this light on the go, it does support Sony NP-F 550, 750, and 960 rechargeable batteries through the connectors on the back. Unfortunately, this light didn't come with any of the batteries or even the 12 volt plug in the wall, which I find a little more frustrating because there are different sizes for 12 volt chargers and it can be very tricky to find the one you need exactly. So that is an additional cost around $30 for the batteries. The power plug's probably a little bit cheaper depending where you get it from, but overall it would be nice to have the power plug included. But given the very low cost of this unit, that's honestly to be expected. It did, however, include an adapter to connect this light to your camera's hot shoe, which also allows you to tilt it upwards and downwards. You can also connect this light to a tripod as well, which makes it very practical for off-camera or 3-point studio lighting as well. So now let's move on and see what difference this light actually makes here. This is a clip of me playing a short riff on my guitar. As you can see, the lighting is fairly flat in this video. So now we're going to go ahead and add the video light. And here you can see just what a drastic difference it makes. It really does a better job isolating me better from the background. Here's another shot of me doing a mock product review, and here's the video without the light on and now with. Same thing as the last test. It isolates me better from the background. Also makes a dramatic difference by drawing attention to the eyes. And I won't go too in depth into lighting techniques. This is just simply a review of the light itself. But this light does make it very easy to get the look you're going for. Now on to some handheld tests for if you're using this light as an on-camera light for maybe urban exploring or shooting videos outside at night. Now this video was shot in complete darkness in my house, and you can see the light does a great job filling the room. Obviously this light doesn't have like a 200-foot range or something crazy like that, but it really does a good job lighting a fair distance ahead. I'd say if you're getting this light for urban exploring, you likely won't be disappointed. And here you can see some outdoor tests, and you can see it really lights a good distance ahead. Of course, the nice thing about this light is that you can adjust the brightness to, say, conserve battery power, or if you're not working in complete darkness, you can dial it back a little bit. And here I'm adjusting the color temperature, and you can see it makes a big difference overall to the look of your video. Overall, a very impressive performance out of this budget light. Battery life is fairly decent as well. You'll get anywhere from 1 hour to 4 hours of constant use, depending on the size of Sony battery you're using as well as the brightness setting you have it set to. I have noticed that the light does tend to get quite hot when in use, especially at higher brightness levels. However, I don't expect it would affect the longevity of it much, as this is fairly typical of most LED lights in general, but it is something to keep in mind. But that's just about everything I wanted to go through in this review, so from here let's move on to conclusions. Overall, I'm very impressed with this VILTROX on-camera light. I have to say that it's by far one of the best budget LED lights I've found so far. I mean, it's fairly unheard of for lights at this sort of price point to have both DC power in as well as an LCD display with adjustable color temperature. So for videographers on a budget, it really is a good find, and I highly recommend it. Unfortunately, the one thing I can't guarantee is the longevity of this light, as it is a very budget product, obviously made in China, but at such a low cost, it's hard to complain. I will follow up in the video description below, however, if I do run into any issues down the line. So thank you guys very much for watching this review, and make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more content like this. Happy shooting, friends.